I got your church too.
That sat at the base of the World Trade Center. It was destroyed in the World Trade Center attacks. They have gotten nowhere in rebuilding that.
Last year you had another shirt on, right? Last year you had a different shirt on. Yeah, I think, okay. I got you last year too.
Please welcome and vote for George Demos.
All right, George! Beautiful, beautiful!
Thank you, Pamela.
Let us carry.
Good afternoon, I'm George Demos, and I'm honored to have helped lead the fight to rebuild the church at Ground Zero.
Amen!
Today, as a nation, we honor the souls lost a decade ago and renew our love for America.
Yes.
We honor the inspiring passengers of Flight 93 who defied their captors and defended our nation's capital. And the valiant firefighters who ascended the steps of the World Trade Center and in so doing ascended to heaven. But we cannot bring back those we have lost. But we must honor their memory by rebuilding the only house of worship destroyed on September 11th.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, it's a church. Wait a minute.
Since 1916, St. Nicholas Church stood down the street here, and when the Twin Towers were built, its cross actually reflected up onto the towers.
Yes.
And on that fateful September morning, a decade ago, when evil attacked our nation, Americans were inspired to see a humble white church, a small church, standing against the black, thick smoke of the burning towers. A decade later, it remains our obligation to ensure that what become known as the 9/11 Church
Yes.
rises from the ashes,
Yes.
so that people can see God's footprint at Ground Zero.
Yes. 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 Absolutely.
And so that we know that Al-Qaeda failed to remove the cross from our land.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
For 7 years, the 9/11 Church was on the Port Authority's master site plan for rebuilding. But then in March of 2009, abruptly and without cause, they reneged on their agreement.
Surprise.
Now we're not going to allow bureaucrats to stop the rebuilding of a church, the only house of worship destroyed on September 11th. People of all faiths must take a stand against an unaccountable government
Amen.
that disrespects our Judeo-Christian values.
Amen. Amen. Absolutely.
A year ago, I stood at a press conference with Governor Pataki down the street here, and we renewed our call to the Port Authority to rebuild the church at Ground Zero. But they arrogantly refused to listen. The church has filed a lawsuit now,
Good.
but they still refuse to listen. But they cannot refuse forever. This country was founded on the freedom of religion.
Yes.
So why is it that our religious beliefs are being trampled on?
Oh, I wonder. When you say Sharia?
Why is it that every political leader in this city bent over backwards to stand up for the rights of a mosque at Ground
Yes.
Zero,
Come on.
but has remained silent on this issue?
Oh, yes. Come on. Tell it.
A short distance from here, the
Sell
Freedom
out.
Tower is rising to its historic and symbolic height of 1,776 feet, to honor America's dedication to its founding principles and to freedom.
Amen.
So today we ask ourselves, where's the freedom to rebuild the church destroyed on September 11th?
Where is the freedom? Where is the freedom?
On this, the 10th anniversary of evil's attack on America and our beloved nation, we stand united, we stand committed
Yes.
to make sure that the 9/11 church is rebuilt.
Yes.
And we look forward to the day when we can all stand together under the dome of a rebuilt St. Nicholas Church.
Amen.
And when those church bells ring out,
Woohoo.
in memory of the 3,000 souls lost that day, that church will stand as a testament to our nation's resilience, to our nation's faith, and to our nation's enduring freedom. Thank you all very much.
Praise the Lord. Yes. Build that church. Build that church. Build that church. Build that church. Build that church.
A Coptic Christian activist from Egypt, where Christians face daily persecution from Muslims solely for their faith.
Yep.
For coming to us from California, where he operates The Way, a Christian satellite TV station, please welcome Joseph Nasrallah.